Hi, welcome to day 16 of the 77-day video challenge. Tonight I want to talk to you a little bit about context. This is something I've been thinking about presenting to you for a while, and I've discussed this particular matter with people a couple of times before. I was going to get around to it, but the current news kind of made me think I should accelerate this presentation. I love to use quotes in speeches and in Facebook posts, and I realize that sometimes I take those a little bit out of context. It can be fun, but if you don't know why somebody said something or why somebody wrote a particular passage, you may misinterpret it wildly. Well, tonight I'm going to tell you a little bit about a particular passage of biblical scripture that I've commented and told people may have been taken out of context. As you may know, there are, by many accounts, 6 or 7 passages of biblical scripture from the Hebrew texts and the New Testament which have been used to condemn homosexual behavior. Something that a lot of people overlook is that the relationships described in those passages of Scripture do not refer to consensual relationships between consenting adults. They're not loving domestic relationships. Consistently, those refer to rape, to violent abuse of power in most cases. The one I want to focus on this evening is Leviticus 18:22, chapter 18, verse 22, and it's probably one of the most popular passages among the so-called clobber passages because it's so easy to quote. Thou shalt not lie with a man as with a woman, it is abomination. There are folks who say, there, it's an open and shut case. Do not lie with a man. Men shouldn't get busy with other men the way they would get their groove on with a woman. What some folks may overlook, and well, not some, a lot of people overlook, is that in the biblical era, 2,000 years before the birth of Jesus, and really in many ways to the present day, women did not have agency over the circumstances of their lives. It was rare that women owned property of their own. Very rare that women had held positions of leadership. Rarely were women treated as equals with men. Women did not get to choose their husbands. Usually marriages were arranged. And when a woman got married, by all intents, she went from being the property of her father to the property of her husband. This explains in some small part the dowry system. I will provide you with so many cattle, so many chickens, so many goats, and so many acres of land in exchange for your daughter's hand, that sort of thing. And of course the whole, working 7 years to get Rachel thing. So there you have it. In the biblical era, when that passage was created as part of the whole slate of purity laws, women were treated as property. So what I've told people before is that this means that Leviticus 18:22 is the original bro code. Essentially what it says is, thou shalt not treat a man the way you would treat a woman or other property. You don't treat a dude the way you treat a dude's wife or other property. So that's something for you to think about. Is this, in this case and in many others, consider the context. There are historic circumstances that surround a passage like that. So think before you speak. I have to remind myself of that. I look forward to any feedback on this. Of course, I'm no theologian, so if you would like to correct me on how I interpreted this particular passage of Scripture or anything else, whether it is scriptural or secular, let me know. Whether it's in a private message or in the comments adjacent to this video. I look forward to your feedback so that you can feed back your insights into what I have brought to you this evening and what I will bring to you over the remaining nights until my 57th birthday. In the meantime, thank you for watching this evening, and I look forward to seeing you on day 17 of the 77-day video challenge. Thank you.